So I'm going to lead you in a very basic meditation practice. This practice is great if you're a beginner and have never done meditation before, or if you've been meditating for 20 years. This practice will be beneficial as well. A couple things I'll tell you before we begin. Nothing's going to happen to you. You're not going to float away. You're not going to have any mystical, magical experiences. Your mind is not going to shut off. And you're not going to think nothing. So if anyone told you that meditation is about thinking nothing, it's not going to happen. Otherwise, you would end up sitting there telling yourself, think nothing, think nothing, think nothing, and you're still thinking. So your mind won't stop racing. If anyone has a racing mind, your mind is probably going to continue to race. So don't expect it to stop. You won't have any magical experiences. You're not going to figure anything out. There's no right or wrong way to practice. In other words, we're going to sit here, we're going to breathe. Our mind is going to wander just as much as it probably always does. And we're going to attempt to come back to sensation of breath. Don't expect anything from this practice. Don't sit there waiting for some grand aha moments or some deep realizations to happen. We're really just going to sit and breathe and become comfortable sitting and breathing with all of the noise that may be around us. Posture is important as you want to be comfortable. I'm not so big into crossing the legs and holding the hands certain ways. You just want to sit and be comfortable. So if you're in a chair, that's great. I suggest pushing the stomach forward slightly, allowing the back to straighten. The hands, you can rest them on the knees or in the lap, whatever is comfortable for you. Your shoulders should also be relaxed. If you are in a chair, just try to keep your feet flat on the ground. Trying to be still during the meditation practice, but if you do need to move, don't be so worried about movement. If your arm itches, simply scratch your arm and come back to stillness. Don't expect complete silence. Our life is filled with noise and chaos around us, so we're not expecting everything to stop around us. We're learning to be quiet and still within all of the chaos. So any noises that you might hear, these are not distractions. These are not disruptions. This is simply what's happening around us as we sit and breathe. I'll suggest closing the eyes. If that's not comfortable for you, you can keep the eyes slightly open. And mouth is open or closed. Again, whatever is most comfortable for you. So I'll guide us as we begin. We'll settle into a little bit of silence and go from there. Again, most important, don't judge your practice and don't expect anything from this. We're simply going to sit and breathe. So with the eyes closed if comfortable, mouth open or closed, whatever's comfortable. We'll start with taking 3 deep breaths slowly. And taking a few more deep breaths, just allowing yourself to settle into sensation of breath. And eventually, as you settle into a natural rhythm of the breath, again knowing throughout the practice you'll hear sounds maybe from outside, sounds from inside the room. These are not distractions. These are not disruptions. Simply what's happening around you as you sit and breathe. Noticing the mind as it begins to wander, jumping from thought to thought. Gently guide your attention, focus, to the stomach or the chest. As you breathe in, You'll feel the stomach and chest rise. Breathing out, stomach and chest fall. You're simply going to continue this practice, breathing in, follow the breath in, breathing out, follow the breath out. Noticing the mind as it wanders, lost in thought. Recognize it. Are your thoughts in the past, jumping to the future? Release that thought. Return attention, focus to sensation of breath. Breathing in, follow the breath in, breathing out, follow the breath out. Learning to be comfortable in stillness, in quiet. Simply sitting, breathing. As the mind continues to wander, lost in thought, release that thought, return attention, focus to sensation of breath. Letting go of expectations of your practice. letting go of judgments of your practice, knowing what it's like to simply sit and breathe. Aware of every sound, aware of every thought, yet concerned with nothing but sitting, breathing. Again, taking 3 deep breaths, slowly. And when ready, slowly open the eyes. Slowly begin to move. And most important, with the practice of meditation, is to recognize how you feel now, immediately after. Compare this to how you normally feel throughout your day. Recognize the difference. Ask yourself how you'd prefer to feel most of your day. And realize that any sort of quiet, stillness, calm, peace, or any sort of busyness, craziness, racing mind, whatever you're sitting with right now, however you feel right now, has nothing to do with anything that I said, has nothing to do with how you sit and hold your hands or cross your legs, has nothing to do with the sounds around us, or anything else for that matter. Has everything to do with your own mind and your own mind's reaction to an external situation. And what we realize from the practice of meditation is that this is our entire life, every day, every moment. Things happen around us, we react. More things happen, more reactions. Most people respond to meditation quiet, still, slow. But the question is, how do you respond to everything else that's happening in your day? And what we're working on is closing that gap to where the way you feel now is closer to how you feel throughout your day. Just as driven if you want to be, just as motivated, successful if you want to be, but with a mind that's steady, clear, focused, disturbed by nothing, distracted by no one, fully present. Meditation is not necessarily easy. It's not necessarily fun. It's not an escape from reality. It's direct perception into your mind and into your thoughts. Very simply, when you are in a good mood, happy, peaceful, it's from thoughts you have. And when you're in a bad mood, also from thoughts you have. Ultimately, what it comes down to is once we stop trying to change everything outside of us and we work on changing our mind and our reaction to the things that happen around us, life gets easier, a little simpler, yet ultimately nothing changed except our mind and our reactions. Meditation is free. Takes nothing more than a few moments of your time and a busy racing mind, which most people I know, myself included, tend to have. So I hope you'll sit, breathe every day for 5 minutes, and help others do the same.